Here we are, folks. Once again, The Wild Beyond, Episode 3. So we're just getting started with this bad boy. Kyle, how long do you expect this campaign to be running? I think you were talking about that before, me and you.
Another 12 more episodes.
Oh, excellent. Looking forward to it. So we're early on. We'll be missing Patrick and Jesse tonight. Jesse's at Hershey Park, so he won't be around.
Lucky Bugger gets a vacation.
Yeah, so he won't be playing Cravius tonight. However, I'll be playing Scalanis, and we've got our new player to introduce as well tonight. There she is. Excellent. Perfect. I worked hard on that token. You better show it off. Looks great. Look at it. Bright.
I love her. She's adorable.
Yes, she is. And I'm going to let Kyle take over and run the session. Yeah, go ahead, Kyle. You're up.
All right. How y'all doing tonight? I'm GM Kyle. I'll be running this little escapade of murder and mayhem. When last we left our intrepid band of adventurers, murder and mayhem was definitely awaiting them, as the big, massive bear they had encountered had turned violent. It had mauled a few people, completely decimated a goblin sorcerer. I mean, just one bite and that story was over. He had so much potential. Everybody else was running for the hills. Brillo, Crabius, and Hera were among the party on the run. However, a wiry little elf decided to stay behind to test his luck and see if he could gather more information, as the bear was believed to have been talking. And talked it did. It said, "You will die," and then proceeded to take a few swings. Luckily missed him, and Scalanis made good his escape. Linking up with the others, well, as he tried to make his escape, the figure transformed into not that of a full bear, but that of a humanoid figure covered in fur with bear paws and a bear head. It threw a very large chunk of wood at Scalanis, unfortunately ending the career of our little rogue, at least for the time being. The others running for their lives through the forest. They were sure that they were pursued. Meanwhile, Scalanis found himself awoken by the side of a stream. A black bear this time, sitting there to greet him. It made no movement to attack and let him drink peacefully. He collected his weapons. The bear put a paw on its back and vanished. They both were teleported to another location. Meanwhile, the other group, they started to receive strange visions telling them of a farmhouse that was just up ahead. It surely offered sanctuary. The group, including poor little deformed Serana, made haste for the farmstead. They arrived there promptly, as a bright purple and pink portal opened up, and out popped their little elf that they thought was long dead. Scalanis had returned with the land of the living, and with it, the figure of a man, tall and broad, clad in full armor, shield and sword ready. He ushered them all inside. The pitched fight began outside. It lasted for several moments. Almost said and done, this new mysterious figure entered the hut. The group investigated. They asked a bunch of questions. Scalanis seemed uneasy of this new arrival, finding a book, a military record for this person, a captain for a faction called the Northern Army. It was there that the information was despoiled. A group of druids had gone rogue, turned to vile sorcery and necromancy, tried to conquer the northern reaches. but a vast army arose to stop them, and the war is on. It was indeed a place of sanctuary, for it was this captain's house that they found themselves in concurrently. The group had therefore decided to spend the night, and this newfound compatriot would lead them to civilization in the morning, a place called the Citadel, supposedly a stronghold and power base for this particular faction's purging advance, destroying evil across the northern reaches. The night passed effortlessly, except for a few very major details that Scalanus was able to pick up on. The night passed. In the morning, the group arose. They had their breakfast, their preparations were made, and they headed off. As they neared the Citadel, however, things became more and more and more dire. As smoke could be seen rising from the city, screams of terror, panic, horror, madness, death, mayhem, and goblins arose to stand in their way, automated, clad in metal, their arms painfully extended with these metal augmentations. The group fought valiantly, Crabius, being knocked down twice, still fought on. After clearing these enemies, their newfound companion Braun and the others quickly headed for the main gate. Surely there was some help they could do there. However, as they rounded the corner, they were met with an individual, a lady, clad in the Order of the Conqueror Druids attire, leather, hood up, hands hidden. Braun stopped as if he had seen a ghost. And that, at that exact moment, is where we're going to pick up tonight's episode. However, there's something else we have to do before that happens. On a main forest trail, maybe 2 miles from the city, a lone druid walks a path toward town, a performer of sorts, humming a beat as she strolls through the woodlands. It's at that point she can hear the screams of chaos, battle, death. At this point, I'd like to introduce our new player to the campaign, Victoria. Go ahead and give us some information about your character there, Diz, and tell us who you're playing tonight and introduce yourself. Don't be shy now.
I play Victoria. My name's Dizzy. I play Victoria. She is a whisper elf. She hails from the wilds. I'm gonna hold off from telling a lot of her background and everything, just so people can get used to seeing this different elf from how everybody's played. So,
Hey, a brief description is fine. Very good. It is at this point that you hear the sounds of battle coming from a city that you've been to several times. You performed at the local inns once or twice on your way through from various druid circles. Fear immediately grips you. What do you do?
Is this the group or is this Dizzy?
This just is.
She's coming up towards where the town is. She can hear the chaos that's happening. She can hear the screaming, and her heart jumps up into her throat because she's noticed that there's a good number of people in there that are probably going to die because a lot of them don't even know how to fight. And so with that fear in her veins, she's now running as if she has some kind of evil behind her, just trying to get to the town as fast as she can.
Okay. As you crest the knoll, you see a group of companions staring down one lone figure. And that is where we're going to pause that scene, and we're going to kick over to you and me, Fritz. Because we've got a lot of stuff to do here.
Yeah, we do.
As you round the corner, Scalanus, Crabius, Harakachi, Brillo, Brawl, you see this figure standing there. She looks menacing. You can just see evil. It's seething off of her body. Braun looks like he's frozen, stuck in a battle state. What do you do?
I think we were all pretty much in shock at what was happening inside the town, and then all of a sudden this individual comes out from the gate. My hand would immediately go to my rapier, my other hand to my dagger, and I would kind of stop. Is there any cover close by?
There is not.
Oh no, I'm in trouble.
We'll say that Crabius grips his halberd at the ready. Brullo has spells ready. Braun is ready. Hera, you are staring down death itself. What are you doing? Also, hello there. Please introduce yourself and your character, please, Miss Rachel.
Hello, I'm Rachel, playing Hera. She's a half-orc fighter. Sorry I'm late.
We just literally started. I just gave.
Oh!
You have rounded the corner after you fought off the goblins, and you have been confronted by what you would assume to be a female figure, cloaked and hooded in the Order of the Conqueror livery. She is seething of evil. What are you doing?
Seething of evil, you say? Has she done any evil acts in front of me?
Not that you've seen, but
Does
you
she
can just
look hostile, though? Like,
very.
Well, I guess seething. That would be you don't just seethe on a normal day. What do my companions look like they're doing?
Getting ready to fight.
All right, then I shall too.
You have another druid inbound who is running up to the hill overlooking the Citadel. So you have reinforcements incoming.
All right, so we are aware of her presence and we know her as an ally?
Oh, you do not.
Okay. I ready my glaive. Let's go for the reach today. I ready my glaive and I set myself a good, 10 feet. So I suppose that's exactly how we are on the map.
Mm-hmm.
I bare my fangs. Stay back.
As you bare your orcish tusks, the figure lifts its head. Its skin pale, too pale. Its eyes bright red. And it begins to chuckle. Stay back, you say? Oh, such friends we have here. She's looking from Hera to Crabius to Scalanus to Barillo. What lovely servants you will all make.
I serve no one. And can I lunge to attack?
Hang on a minute now.
She's getting ready. I don't like what the words that are coming from her mouth.
Before you can attack, she looks to Braun. And she throws a pamphlet down at his feet. And you can all see this. It's the same pamphlet that you all received for your trip up here. 10 gold per tree for all the exotic trees you can find. She smiles and you can all see her white sharp fangs. It's amazing what you've adventurers will do for an extra pair of coins. You must be so poor from selling yourselves already. You would serve and fall prey to such an easy ruse.
If she's talking, I'm going to fall back. Again, I have my hands on both my daggers at this stage.
Okay,
It's
with the
like-
game's on pause, so you can go ahead and fall back to wherever you want to there, Fred.
Also, did you say that she was a dark elf?
No, I have not given
Okay.
any sort of description as to what her race is.
Can I use a recall knowledge while she speaks?
You can give me occultism or arcana.
Okay, I'm trying to see if she's familiar. If I've seen her ilk before. I have had some experience with the...
You have seen the sigils, but as far as this particular individual, until she pulls her hood off, you don't know.
Okay.
But yes, occultism or arcana will be applicable there, and anybody who wants to make that check can. Send it to me blind.
Oops, I made it public. I'll re-roll that.
That's fine, you can keep it.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay. That was occultism.
Occultism works.
The mysterious hidden things of the world.
Are you giving a go there, Hera? Or are you just aiming for the fences?
Yeah, she's just got one thing on her mind. I can't recall his name without going through my notes.
Braun.
Baron or Braun?
Braun.
All right.
Bronn.
Okay. What's he doing?
Standing there looks like he saw a ghost prep for battle.
All right. Hera doesn't back down.
And like I said, you can all see this pamphlet. It's the same exact pamphlet you guys received for that got you guys out here. The promise of 10 gold per tree. You can all see it. It's plain as day. You all carry one in your back. The masked figure smiles and chuckles some more. It was so easy to refill our ranks. We have poor, bewildered adventurers willing to sell themselves for any purpose. Did you really think you were going to get 10 gold? Fools. You will serve the Order of the Conquerors as I serve. Or I will raise you from the dead, and you will still serve.
Wow.
The choice is yours.
Are you gonna speak? I feel like you're about to say something, Fritz. No.
No, go ahead.
Right. Hera asks, like, who do you serve? If we haven't asked that already.
Petty mortals. You will meet the Master in due time, Initiate. Until then, bow.
Scalanus bows to no man or woman.
Then I will raise your bodies, and you will serve in death. At that point, she pulls her cloak back, revealing
Whoops.
an elven lady. Her skin very pale, black hair. She's got long claws, probably about 4 inches long, razor sharp. Her teeth are all filed to fangs, bright, glowing red eyes. At that point, I would like you four to roll for initiative. Victoria, you can see what's happening here. There's a fight about to happen. You're about a mile away. Are you booking it?
I'm gonna be booking it like there's no tomorrow.
All right, you're booking it. Everybody else, roll for initiative.
I think. Let me double check that roll. Make sure I used perception. Nope, that was stealth. Let me re-roll that.
That's fine. You can use stealth because you were hiding behind Krabius.
All right, we'll keep 26.
Rakachu got the 21. Pikachu got 21. Hot damn. Pikachu's lightning striking tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Put Krabius in there just so I know what he's doing. Hera will go first in that particular exchange. Roger that. All right.
Wow.
You got a 33 on the initiative, by the way. You see this ghastly, almost, she would almost kind of trigger your mind as something like a banshee, almost. Ethereal, wisp-like. She vanishes from your sight. Before reappearing beside Krabius, you see purple ooze begin to form as she slams her hands together, and even Victoria can hear this. You hear a loud, deafening crack of thunder. I need everyone to make a fortitude save.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Not
Nice
good
roll.
enough.
What?
I got a nat 20.
Still not good enough. Fortitude, we'll do Krabius. Everyone but Hera and Braun. You are deafened too. And you are disorientated. This echoing crack, like you just see her vanish, and then all of a sudden you hear this loud, deafening clap of thunder. Apparently there is no deafened 2 condition.
I don't know. I can't make it too.
I can't make it 2 either. Alright, so you 3 are just deafened then. Meanwhile, Victoria, you've heard that clap before. You know what that means. Things have now gotten real. Then she's gonna lash out at Scalanus, who is deafened, holding his ears.
Yeah, there's no value associated with it. It's just a -2 across the board.
28.
That's gonna hit. That's gonna be not critical.
You are going to take 7 points of piercing damage
Uh-oh.
while slashing damage. In addition,
Ah!
I'd like you to make a will save. Not good, not bad, not bad, not bad. Not bad, not bad. You are, let's see if I can find the right description here. As her claws pierce your body, a poison begins to envelop you.
Ah, it burns.
You are, let's see if I can find the right damn condition here. Fused 1. In addition.
Confused 1?
Yes.
What's happening? I can't tell.
But that she is over. Scalanis, you are confused. You just heard a loud crack of thunder that really sounded like the heavens were coming down, almost shattering your eardrums, and then you are pierced through your side. You feel a poison begin to envelop you. You become more and more delirious, trying to shake it off. What do you do?
Am I up?
You're up.
Where's the turn marker?
It's on you.
It is? I don't see it.
Anybody
Oh,
else see
yeah.
that?
I don't see your turn, but I see the next up.
Yeah.
Like it
Looking
was on
fine on mine.
Stellanis, now it's on me.
Was it showing before, the turn marker? Was it on this lady?
It's showing for me.
All right. A little out of sync then. And by the way, there's no value to confused either. Just straight up confused. All right, so I'm up. All right, my hands are on my daggers. I'm feeling a little confused and a little bit worried and concerned. I'm going to leap back and get some range
Okay.
on her. You know what? I'm going to not leap away, but I'm going to try and get around her into where the brush is behind me and get behind her while drawing my...
So right about there then.
Yeah.
By that bush, gotcha.
So, like this. Yeah. Oh, there's the turn marker now. What's going on tonight? The turn marker's been late. All right, so I'll get behind her. I'm going to quick draw my rapier and get a shot on her with the rapier, so...
Okay, go ahead and make your attack roll.
And should be flat-footed. Armor class will be -2. I would assume.
I've already got her tagged.
Okay, 19.
19.
And this is
Will
magical.
hit.
And this is magical.
19 will barely hit. Go ahead and roll normal damage for me.
Yes. Slash. 12. Oh, wait a minute. That 1d6 shouldn't be there. That's surprise. She already acted. And I didn't have... Oh, I'm flanking her. So
Yep.
she does suffer the 1d6. So 12. 12 slash piercing. And then I got one more action.
Got one more.
I am going to... get up to those trees to the right. I'm going to
Okay.
dash through the air and pull away. And yeah, that'll end my turn.
Hera, you don't know what's happening either, aside from the fact that she just vanished and a loud clap of thunder, but you're oddly impervious to. Did not affect you. She then
My-
hits Skolonis. And now you see this little nimble elf just cartwheeling away. What do you do?
Parkour. Off the trees.
Parkour.
Yep, parkour, baby, parkour.
Alright, so if I move here, I'm 10 feet, which means I can still use my reach.
Correct.
So I'll get over here and I will just do a regular strike.
Oh, he's getting in the way. These orcs.
Not good enough.
Alright. By the way, do we start with a hero point?
You start with 2 hero points.
Oh, okay, good. Good to know. And then I'll strike again.
Okay. Yes, everybody starts off with 2 hero points.
Okay.
This time it's just a 17.
17, not good enough.
Oh, it's technically an 18. Sorry, because of forceful, it should have been a +1 bonus
Gotcha.
on my glaive.
Yeah, because, yeah. Still a miss, though.
Okay. That's the end of my turn.
Go to Barillo. He's just gonna move over. Kravius is gonna try to get him some.
He's going to go down again.
Probably. 15, not good enough. 18, not good enough. He's gonna move back. There, disengage. Got Braun, who's up next. Braun moves over. A little bit. You can all see there. What am I going to use here? Captain's Blessing should work. All right. You see, especially you, Sklonis, because you're halfway up a tree. You see a very faint white mist begin to form around Braun's feet. It begins to swirl around him, and you can all see this clearly. A banner begins to appear behind him, almost ethereal, as he holds his sword aloft to the heavens and lets out a loud shout, battle cry. For all those who are deafened, you can hear this. So you remove the deafened condition. I knew that spell would come in handy. And then he's going to attack. He will hit.
Quite a skilled warrior. Although he's slow.
He's going to take 10 points of slashing damage. Victoria, you getting closer. You're probably within 400 feet of them now. You can see them. They're bearing down on this creature, or perhaps this creature's bearing down upon them. You don't know. You're not quite there yet. And it's the creature's turn. As before, it vanishes from your sight. Hearing the captain's grace, she no longer wants to pick a fight with Braun. Instead, she moves behind Victoria. Hera. All of a sudden, you hear Hera from behind your right shoulder. And she's going to launch at you with a claw. 29.
That hits, but is not critical.
You're going to take 7 points of piercing damage. I would like you to make a will save.
I got a nat 20. If it's a fear effect, I have bravery.
Yeah, so you're good.
Man, that's the second 20 I've gotten, but it's it's only on my 42 to will saves.
Still fine.
Alright. Well, I'm bleeding a little bit, but
And she's going to
fine's
try
relative.
to do that again. Not even going to come close.
Alright, that was public.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I have everything on public mostly.
Alright.
You're halfway up a tree, Scalas. You hear the captain's grace. Loud, echoing battle cry that seemed to remove your deafened condition, though you're still heavily confused.
Very much. What am I doing up this tree?
What are you doing?
Well, I'll continue scaling the tree. How tall is it?
It's only about 6 feet.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll hop down off the tree. kind of.
I'll say that's a free action.
Seeing this creature disappear and reappear, it's kind of unsettling. What I will do with my rapier drawn, I'm gonna dash once again to get behind the creature. It would be flat-footed again. And with my rapier, quick draw. It's already drawn. I will
It's already
attack.
drawn.
I will attack with a series of slashes. Well, its back is seemingly turned. Piercing. It's a 20. Dirty
Hit.
20. Normal damage with my magical blade. And I got a 13. 13 points of piercing damage. And then
However, as you go to run past her after you stab her, she immediately turns and tries to lay you open with claw.
no.
That is a 31. That is a critical hit.
Oof, it is. I got 17 hit points. Lay it on me.
You're going to take 10 points of piercing damage. In addition, you will take 5 points of cold damage.
Brr.
In addition, please make a will save. In addition, do that again.
Gee, a 12. Another will save?
Yes. I don't like that 12. Better. You fight off the necromantic energies that were almost trying to animate your body as this cold leeches into your bones.
Guess I should put myself back here.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you'd like to do, friends?
Oh, she caught me completely by surprise there. I didn't expect that. I imagined her claws ripping at my back as I wasn't looking, stumbling a little bit forward, but I continue forward up to the walls of the Citadel and whip around when I reach those walls to see what happened.
As you pass by Braun, he urges, "Stay within my range. I can cast banners."
Let me roll a d6.
Moved, attacked, and then moved.
Let me roll a d6 to see if I stop. As he says, as I pass by. Nah, I just passed by him. So that's where I am. Okay.
I believe you're done.
Yep. Move, attack, move.
Hera, you've just seen this thing lay out this elf. Almost. Almost as you had done quite a few not so long ago. It's behind you. It has attacked you viciously. What are you doing?
I jump back.
As you jump, I cannot
Well-
use the reaction again.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a step anyways. But I jump back and I swing my glaive over and power attack.
Alrighty, give it a go.
Oh shoot.
Don't say that.
That is not good.
I was gonna say I accidentally self-rolled because I was looking up some information.
Reroll that, please.
Now it's on public. And I got a nat 20
That's
again.
a nat 20 again.
Jeez.
Go right ahead.
Someone's on a roll.
Yeah.
Is that damage or critical?
Critical.
Okay.
It is a critical because of the 20. 29. Jesus Christ. You really feeling it now? You wiped her a good one, cuz. Got one more action.
Actually, that was it. I stepped back, which is an action. Power attack takes 2.
Oh,
So
yes, that's right.
I scream, Barillo, finish her.
We'll see if he can. You don't want to know how awful that one was.
Does Barillo get hero points?
Moving on, he's gonna try it again.
When I was striking this creature, how was it reacting to my blades, what I would
Your
expect.
piercing?
Yeah, because it is a magical blade.
This creature reacted to it, but piercing. It seemed to shake off some of the piercing, but it definitely took the magic damage. And with that, he's gonna move. He's getting the hell out the way. A nat 1 and an 18. He ain't getting it done. See if Crabius can get it done.
I don't like this game anymore.
Think he getting it done with that one.
Oh, he's got a halberd.
Definitely not with that one. He's gonna be like Sklanus and bolt for the city. At that point, let's introduce a new player to the combat order. Victoria, please roll initiative.
All right.
You could take that flat-footed off. I think it's on the
I already
creature.
did, but it's something on the token. Very good. It is now the creature's turn. As it once again vanishes from your sight. And reappears behind Sklanus. We are not done, little elf. You will be made to serve.
Never, vile one.
23.
Yep.
You're going to take 4 points of piercing damage.
Just enough. Nothing I can do about that.
In
And-
addition, please make a will save.
Is it gonna matter? I'm down.
Yeah, it's going to matter on this one.
Okay, wait a minute.
See if you get raised.
Fortitude?
Will.
Oh.
Would you like to use a hero point?
Yeah, I'll use a hero point on that. Let me
Thank
reroll that.
God.
Wow.
Oh,
11.
Unfortunately, Fritz, she weaves her hand, and black, tenderly like magics
Yes.
begin to inch closer toward your body. They haven't reached you yet. There's still time. But I will tell you, if you let him touch it, he will immediately go to dying 3. So you might want to step it up there, Tanks.
Am I dying 2 or 1?
Just 1.
Okay.
Victoria, you have arrived just in time to see this other nimble elf get almost completely gutted by this foul, banshee-looking creature. She seems mean. She seems horrifying. What do you do? You have 3 actions. You see black tentacles of necromancy begin to squirrel toward this fallen companion's body. Nothing good ever comes out of that exchange.
Looking at the creature, she's just gonna feel absolutely disgusted. Like the sight alone just sickens her beyond reason. She's looking at these people around her that are attacking the creature. She's trying to see if any of them are like either wounded pretty bad or just completely flat on the ground unmoving.
You see quite a few people wounded. You see Crybius, who's right near the body of the slain. He's looking worse. Hera looks pretty beat up. Brillo is oddly enough fine. And Braun has seen better days, but he's alright for now.
She's gonna make a move of 30 feet.
Go ahead and make your move. That's one action.
Okay. She is going to glance between the water that is to her right and the creature that is in front of her. And with a hand raised towards the heavens, she's going to cry out while pointing towards the creature. And she's going to attempt to cast Tempest Surge.
That's your focus spell. So go ahead and take away one focus point, and link it in the chat for me. You didn't see that one coming, did you, Fritz?
Nope. Got me.
Go ahead and roll your damage. This is a basic, so she'll take half either way.
So when I die, I guess it's true for everybody. When you die, you can't see anything from your token. I can't see anybody. That's neat.
Yeah, because it's when you're unconscious or blind.
Blind. If you want to just click on the little damage button, there it is. It'll roll the damage for you. As the water slams into this creature, it doesn't do as much damage as you thought that it should have done. You would have thought there would have been more pizzazz there. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
To move and to cast spell, it's 2 actions.
Yeah, it's 2 actions.
Yeah, so you're done.
Mm-hmm.
Hera, the hopes of the many rest on your little orcish shoulders. You see these black tentacles begin to head towards Scalanas. You can only think about what fate that would entail. If those black tendrils were to reach him.
Hera's gonna run over and she kind of leads her away.
Now that's a 10-foot tall stone wall.
Is it? Okay.
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna move, but I'm not moving because I have to. Oh, never mind. I can right click and it gets rid of it. I'm like, how do I undo my move? All right. I cannot bypass that wall without jumping over. So Hera's going to rush through right in between these two people.
You just see this little plucky little druid come bucking it. She seems to be friendly, though. She's not attacking you, which is a good sign.
That is a good sign. All right. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Into striking distance. And she's going to make another power attack.
Okay.
Die, you fiend! 27.
Hit.
So that's 10
Oh.
damage. Is slashing.
Well, you definitely lay into her on that one. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
If she still stands, I'm
She's still
going
standing.
to attempt a nothing because that was all my actions. I forgot power attack is 2. Okay, I moved and did that. That's the end of my turn. Barilla, what have I told you? Finish her!
Let's see what he's got. He doesn't even have healing spells left, guys. But he's going to cast Stabilize on you, Scalanus. So you lose the dying conditions. You are wounded 1. Confused. Highly confused. And unconscious. Okay. Then he's going to take 1 strike. The last dash. Nope, not good enough. Which means it's all up to Crabius now. Finally. A hit from these guys. Six points. She is still standing. He's going to cast Shield. And he's going to give it one more try. No.
Nope. Also, I have my initiative is actually 34. I'm 1 before him.
It is your turn,
And
but
I
you are unconscious.
Yep, can't do anything.
You suddenly see images in your mind Scalanas, as you lay there, your blood flowing. Images of Serana. How she would read books and sit and play with the little action figures she had on the journey up. You see a very horrific fate befalling them. Her soft, playful giggle turns into a loud scream of terror. And those images play in your mind until you awaken. With that, we have the creature who has been beat up on something fierce. He's going to turn and try to lay into Cravius. Oh, and I'm going to miss.
Is there anyone else confused?
You mean that has the confused condition?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay.
That's her last grasp of existence. I'll cast this. You see the dirt and the green grass that was once in front of this town city begin to blacken, wilt away. You can feel your own essences being pulled from you. I'd like everyone to make a fortitude save, with the exception of you, Scalanas, because you're down. Barillo, Victoria, you are spared the wrath. Everybody else is going to take 5 points of necrotic damage. As this creature has just healed itself. Victoria, you see this creature that has literally sucked the life out of your newfound people that you found. It doesn't sit well with you. It's not right. It's not natural. It's not part of nature. What are you going to do about it? You've seen this big lumbering orc step in front of you. You see a man clad in the armor, Northern Army livery, which you do recognize, holding the line. What do you do?
Watching this chaos being created and just seeing how the woman was, well, she's not even considering the woman even human. She's just gonna think of it as a stain that needs to be wiped from existence. And watching it as it enjoyed the pain it was creating, this insane amount of anger just boils in her veins, and just staring at it is just causing her skin to ripple with this orange glow. And she's going to sidestep beside the orc woman. And she is going to point directly at the creature and cast Produce Flame.
And like that in the chat for me. Alright, go ahead and click that attack button and let's see what you got. Not good enough.
Can I spend a hero point to reroll?
You may indeed.
Come on, baby.
Not good enough.
18.
I believe that's it. Took a 5-foot step and cast Produce Flame.
That is it for me.
Yeah, Produce Flame's cast time 2. Crap, my bad. Alright, next up is going to be Braun. Now, Harry, you can see this more clearly. He drives his longsword into the ground as this mist begins to envelop himself and wisp around you, Hera, you, Victoria, everyone but the creature. You see this white purifying mist begin to envelop, as if he's almost saying a prayer, before he shouts again, and you all feel reinvigorated. I want everybody to give themselves, or make note of themselves, that you have 5 temporary hit points. You feel reinvigorated and ready to go.
How does that affect me?
That gives you 5 temporary hit points. So they act like regular hit points, but they're only temporary. So
So I
give
wake
yourself
up.
5 hit points, and you awaken.
All right.
Spell is called Captain's Judgment. Then we're going to go to Hera.
I don't think that wakes me up. I think it's because it's temporary hit points. Because I'm at 0 hit points, I really wouldn't be affected by it.
That's actually a damn good point. No, you wouldn't be affected because it's only temporary. It's going to go away.
So I put it in my character sheet, but it didn't take away my unconsciousness. But I probably don't even get them. Unless it's
You're within
magical.
60 feet.
It's magical.
Yes.
All right. Interesting.
All right.
I feel ticklish.
Okay, pick a Pikachu. Let's finish this fight. Let's go. Miss Hera, what you doing? You just seen these mesmerizing displays from the captain. First a banner calling to arms. The second one almost just employing some grace into your figure as you feel reinvigorated and ready to sling that glaive some more. You almost feel refreshed.
I'm going to do another power attack, but this time I'm screaming out, "Taste metal!" And kind of laying it into her. It's a 23.
Hit.
$15.
Death. Describe how you fell this creature.
Wow.
Well, I do exactly what I said, and I just I kind of wind up my glaive kind of straight up in the air, and I go to slice it downwards in a diagonal motion, kind of aiming at her face since I was shouting and screaming out "taste metal," and just trying to shove this right into her face, and it just puts a deep gash into her, enough to make it the final blow, and she, I assume, is grasping at the wounds
You
until
really
she
sure
finally
about that?
falls. Yeah, I'm sure about that.
Okay. There is a mechanic that comes into play here. Fritz, you've seen this one coming. I can see the look on your face. As you split her face open, you see this black smoke begin to bellow out. And all of a sudden, her form transmutates. Tendrils, black, ichor, lash out. That is the last person who damaged it. Viciously, these tentacles surround you, Hera. They are threatening to envelop your very soul. Why won't that button work? Well, it's the same frickin' thing as this, so we'll just roll this. I know that says claws, but it's actually the tentacles. It's the same mods and stuff. Just my tentacle button ain't working right now. Can't get my wrigglies going in the right ways here. That'll be a 29 as all these tentacles, dozens of them, slam into your chest, face, neck, head, down your arms. They begin to tear into your armor. With an armor class of 29.
That is a regular hit. I can't fend them back.
Oh, wait a minute, I rolled the wrong thing. My bad. You're going to take 11 points of piercing damage. In addition, you're going to take 4 points of necrotic damage.
I have fallen.
Uh-oh. Fritz, we may be in trouble here.
Mm-hmm.
It was just enough to do me over.
For the
And once again, as these tentacles enter your body, the same tentacles that were aimed at Scalanos, please make a will save.
I'm dead.
Make a will save.
Okay.
Thank you.
I got a 16.
You are now dying 3.
Awesome. All right.
As these tentacles begin to writhe and semi-animate your body.
Well, at least it's not holding my weapons. All of that fell.
Yes, but you can feel your arms twitching unnaturally so. You're unconscious. You shouldn't be moving. But yet, you can feel your arms and your legs begin to twitch, to writhe.
I hope my allies understand that my eyes are closed and I'm not as I was.
Ah, Perillo, you beauty. The next time you see Patrick, give him a hug, because you just saved your bacon. He's going to cast Stabilize on you. All your dying condition is gone, which means the necrotic energy is gone. It's flipping gone.
her initiative would go to 35 too.
It would, normally. However, once the tentacles leave the spectral ether, the creature falls to the ground, dead. The last grasp of the last grasp is over. Hello. How you doing?
And we're all unconscious.
The only ones still standing are Braun, Victoria, and Krabius. Everyone else has paid the price. Victoria, you see a hellacious price as this fight begins to wind down. You see 2 down, dead and dying. Another one severely wounded.
What should my wounded condition be at?
Wounded
I was
1.
dying 3. So it's...
But because that was a spell, unquote,
Okay.
it is wounded 1.
Gotcha.
We're going to end the encounter. Well done. Well done indeed. Everybody give yourself another hero point.
So it takes about 10 minutes unless somebody shakes you.
Speaking of which, Braun is shaking you violently.
Yes.
On your feet, rogue, and he sort of smacks you.
Get a hit point.
Yes. He does you one better. He pours a healing potion down your gullet. Correct me if I'm wrong, but healing potion lesser are 2d8s?
I
Was it-
want to say yeah.
Lesser healing potions are 2d8, right, Fritz?
I'd have to look it up.
I'm gonna say it's 2d8. Hell with it. You're going to take, Fritz, you're going to take 10 points of healing back. Now, you're still highly confused as to why this big burly fighter is smacking the crap out of you.
It's 2d8 plus 5.
So you take 15 back, so give yourself 5 more. Krabius is over there shaking you, Rachel.
Do I awaken?
Yes. He's shaking you quite violently from his small little stature. He's trying to, like, wake up! Wake up!
Please, please! I'm bruised and still heavily wounded.
He lightly taps your cheek once or twice. Wake up!
I'm up! I'm up! Was I victorious?
Yes.
Did we defeat the creature?
Yes, Braun shouts.
Then it was worth it. Now help me up.
Meanwhile, Victoria, as all this is going on, you see a group of people coming up from the southern road. They look panicked. They look shaken. Seeing little Skalanos on the ground, another elf hobbles over, her form mangled, disfigured, disformed. She hobbles over to you, Skalanos, and there you see little Serona kneeling down and patting your shoulder. Ah, are you okay?
I could feel better, but yes, I think I will be okay. What was that creature? Does anyone know? And I'll turn to the others. What was this beast? It took us down with ease.
Braun drops his head and moves away as Serona goes over and then pats on your shoulder too, Hera. Are you okay? You have to get up now.
I'm up. Just give me some time.
Oh, and who are you? She hobbles over to you, Victoria. You see an elf, clad in a simple dress, but she's bent over, a large growth on her back. Very pleasant face, smiling as always. Serana always is. She offers a hand to greet you. I'm Serana. Hi there.
Victoria's slightly taken back by the figure that comes up to her, and she looks at the others before introducing herself as Victoria. She again glances at the others, and then glances at the one standing in front of her, and she goes, "What happened? What happened to the village?"
As you stand there debating, you can still hear the cries and screams. Death and dying. Smoke still bellows from the top of wooden roofs that caught alight. You can peer inside the city, Hera, Victoria, Kravis. You see a desperate scene. Wounded being collected, people trying to tend to them as quickly as they can. Ron looks to you, Skalanos. That was a creature. That was an order of the Conqueror, Druid. One of the foul beasts. Twisted and tormented. I knew her once. She was never like this.
So let me understand this. This order of the Conqueror, you say?
Yes.
They are druids. They are druids who broke away from the normal order of things.
Yes. And imbued themselves with foul magics. Power of death.
Foul indeed. I felt its coldness as it raked across my flesh.
Yes. But that is not our only concern. That flyer. I'm assuming other towns and cities across the northern reach got them. There is no gold to be harvesting trees. They're building an army.
It was a ruse. It was a trap.
Yes.
But why would they want us? Who are we?
Unsuspecting runts. They can manipulate, fill with vile magics.
For their army, I imagine. They wanted us to serve. I heard the words speak to me. And I'll look to the other characters. You as well, you've heard these words. Bow down and serve, they say. This one said it quite clearly. They want soldiers. They want servants.
They're rebuilding an army.
They are indeed. But I must say, Bran, this is not my fight. Surely you know that. My interests would be better served somewhere else than here, fighting someone else's wars, battles. Now that we know there's no reward, no mission, no trees to fell for gold, what use am I here to you?
You seem pretty nimble on your feet, little rogue. You could serve well as a scout. Pay's good enough. Maybe out in the wilds.
Perhaps.
Away from people.
Of course, you would understand my distrust for anyone offering coin at this point.
Indeed. But you've seen the horrors these people face. They're not equipped for this fight.
No.
They've augmented them, put steel on goblins, mechanized them. We've got wives being raised as undead minions. Got adventurers streaming in from all across the continent in search of gold and glory. There's no gold or glory here. The Order of the Conquerors wants them all. Unless we can stop them, there will be more towns and cities like this one burned and pillaged and destroyed. The dead raised, the living butchered. I'm not asking you to enlist in the army. I'm asking you to help me in other ways. Unofficial ways. Off the record ways.
That perks his interest. My right eye, widens and looks in your direction. Perhaps we will discuss more on that.
The offer stands for all of you. You enlist with my detachment. You won't be a part of any army. We'll be doing off-the-books record to stop this madness before it can begin. We should see what's inside the city. Search the fallen creature, if you will. I'll meet you inside. Find me at the end as soon as you're recovered. With that, he heads off.
I'll look towards the orc. Notice Hera. Get her attention. Looks like there is gold for you. They look for soldiers and those strong of arm that can last the battle anyway. Not so sure about myself. I don't trust him. I don't know about the others. You. But I still don't trust him. And I've yet to see gold hit my palm. This whole mission seems to be a farce. It's almost cost me my life. I will ponder these things. As for me.
Is anybody searching the fallen ghoul?
No, but I'm going to relax near a tree.
No.
I'm pondering.
Victoria, her focus is now turned to the cries that she's hearing from the village. Seeing the smoke rising, terrified of what might be happening inside the village, her focus is now merely trying to help as many as she can within the town that's burnt, that's kind of feels like it's dying inside. So she's going to take off past the two people that are standing in front of her and try and get inside the town to help.
Okay. As you rush inside, you see a maze, a flurry of activity. It's utter chaos. People trying to put out fires, there's smoke rising everywhere. You see a mountain of wounded begin to collect at certain points, like the courtyards and the town squares, and the local healers are clearly not equipped, and they are overwhelmed or becoming overwhelmed very quickly. You see no enemies at this point.
Okay.
You just see utter chaos. You see people trying to direct traffic for wounded to come through, for those not wounded to vacate the city. Hera, are you searching the fallen?
Yes, but after what had just happened, she does so with extreme care at the sight of anything that looks unnatural. She's going to jump back. So she's really jumpy at the moment.
Okay.
She's also going to ask Cravius, please, if you've got a moment to spare, I'm curious to see who this creature was and if there's anything on them that can tell me about their order.
Ah, yes, I've got a moment, he says as he's about to pull out a book and jotting everything down. Give me a blind perception check, please, Miss Rachel.
On its way.
Would you like to use a hero point?
If it was atrocious, yes.
It was a nat 1.
I shall. Hold on, I think I can do it from here. Oh. Right click, reroll, using a hero point. Haha.
Much better. You rummage through the pockets of this particular creature. The skin feels unnaturally soft. It doesn't feel leathery. It doesn't feel old or moldy or wrinkled. It's tanned. It feels soft, silky smooth, you might say. Almost like she used almond and shea butter. I see that laugh, Fritz. You caught my drift there. But
It makes me feel really uneasy that somebody so vile could have skin so soft, and you can, like, anybody that's looking at Hera just can, like, detect a hint of jealousy. Like, she's got this scowl, like, who do you think you are for having such soft skin?
But in her bag, well, her belt pouch, you find a few interesting things. You find 10 gold pieces. You find a really well-drawn map. You're not sure what of because it's rolled up at the moment. But you do see images of what appear to be land through the map. Do you open it?
I'm going to pocket 5 gold and keep the other 5 in my hand.
Thrifty.
As for the map, I will open it.
All right. You open it up. You see a well-detailed map of the island of Cortos. All the rivers and streams that dot the land. And you see various points drawn on this map. With lines going to them. You see one point, it looks like Otari. As a matter of fact, as you've been around this island many numerous times and been in Otari itself hunting criminals, that exact spot on the map looks like the Gauntlet. You're pretty certain, beyond reasonable doubt, that that particular map point in Otari is the Gauntlet. And then it moves up and over near the Citadel to another point, and then to another point further off to the west. But the point by the Citadel looks to be only about 1.5 miles away, northwest. You get a strange, eerie, sickening feeling as you make this discovery.
I point. Do I find anything else on her?
That is all.
Okay. After the discovery of the map, I kind of look it over with Cravius and shout out, "Everybody, stop what you're doing! Look what I found! It's a map!"
Ron returned from the bushes. You joining them, Scalanas?
I don't know. I take my pondering serious. Yeah, I'll jump up and head over.
You-
Curious.
You in the trees, join us.
Meanwhile, the other druid, she's just booked off into the city. You can hear it.
The only hero among us. So what is this map?
Correct.
Yes, it's a map of what I believe to be the island of Cortez, and she points out different landmarks that might be prominent on this map.
And it's got Otari, its location on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mara,
I've
Mara,
also found some gold pieces. I'd like each of you to have one. And she hands a gold piece to everybody that's here. So I suppose since Victoria's off, it's just to those four, and she'll pocket that one extra piece.
Yes, it's about time some gold come my way. Thank you.
Ron will flip his gold piece to Scalanas. Sort of the coin toss flip there.
Thank you, my friend.
What does this map entail, little orc?
And does it show the entire island and all the major locations?
All the major towns and cities.
Maravan and the Swordlands. Swordlands. I know these lands quite well. I've been all across Kortos. This is an accurate map, from what I can tell. Might come in useful for those especially that haven't traveled these lands. So
And
with
you
that,
as well, Fritz, as you're looking at the map, you see these mysterious points marked on the map. And you as well, along with Cravius and Brillo, you're 99.9% sure that's the gauntlet inside of Otari. And as you look around the map, Fritz, would you like to take a deeper look?
I would.
Okay.
Well,
Going to roll me.
Hera will hand the map over because she's been keeping it to herself, but she'll show and let Scalanas hold on to it.
Can't be bothered with maps. Yeah, I'll take a good look at it. Make a check on something. If necessary.
I've already made the check for you.
Okay.
You see, Scalanas, and you spent your time around the thievery rackets and such. The gauntlet is actually the starting point of this map. And then the other point that's 1.5 miles away was added. And then another point. And then another point was added. But it all started at the gauntlet. That was the first initial point deployed.
So something originating from perhaps the gauntlet, it seems. Stretching out to the west. Where are we currently in relation to...
You are northwest of Miravan. deep in the forest.
Beyond the mountains?
Beyond the mountains.
The Cortos Mountains? Oh, okay. So we're way over there.
Yeah, you've been up there a bit.
And this is where those points are leading to.
Yep. There's one northwest of you a mile, and then there's one further over to the west. 3 points. And one is the Atari Gauntlet.
They don't seem to relate to roads or passages. These are some type of I'm not sure. A clue as to where whoever was from the Gauntlet has been and where they are going. But it's clear that it's coming from the Gauntlet.
What's this Gauntlet you speak of?
It's a dark place. I don't know too much about it. I didn't spend that much time in Otari. They wouldn't have me. But it is a dark place. Some say haunted. Evil spirits reside there, from what I remember.
And this other point, it's very close by.
I don't know what these points refer to. Now, where we are right now, we're like at the
Yes.
end of these points, that they're the last one as far as we can tell.
Yes. As far as you can tell in this section of the map. Something originated from the Gauntlet. And it's heading up to these points.
I'll turn to the orc. Where did you get this map? It wasn't too clear to me. I was pondering. Where did
I
this
found
map...
it on the creature's body. Stashed in a pocket.
And it was keeping track of something, some type of passage, and marking its route. And here it is at this last point, where we are, or close by. So is this point like at this Citadel?
It's a mile and a half
Mile and a
northwest.
half northwest.
But it is very, very close. And we're going to jump over to you, Victoria. You see just a mosh pit. The healers are doing everything they can to try to wrap people up and bandage people up as best they can. What would you like to do?
She's going to take a look around. Try and locate somewhere where some of the fires are coming from, and if it is allowed, she's going to try and use one of her spells to help put out the fires.
You can do that, but be aware it will cost the spell slot.
Mm-hmm.
What spell are you trying to use?
The spell that she's going to attempt to use to help control the fires is called Spout.
Okay. Oh, you see off to the left, the western part of town. Looks like a lord's manor is particularly ablaze. Burning almost out of control. Would you like to start there?
Yes.
Go ahead and describe to me how you're going to put this fire out. That's not an answer.
As she's drawing close to the place, she's going to glance at the outside first, see if there's any parts on the outside of it that look like it's getting ready to crumble, or if it's just might be the inside where she might have a chance to actually start putting out some of the fires.
The walls are looking particularly weak. They're not crumbling yet.
Okay. She's going to draw closer to the place, and she's going to start crying out, "Is there anybody inside? Is there anybody that can help?"
You get no reply.
She can just, when she doesn't get a response back, she feels a sickening sensation in her gut, and she's going to try and spot an area within and attempt to cast spout in hopes of trying to calm some of the fires.
You can do so as the water begins to rush from that spot. The fire does seem to subside, at least for this particular building. But there are still many more ablaze, and the cries for healers are going out. And with that, we're going to take a 5-minute break.
Huzzah! Very good. All right, everybody, we're going to take a 5-10 minute break, somewhere in there. And thanks, Kyle, for a good part 1. We'll pick up from there in a little bit. So, folks, hang in there. We will be back.
I'll be right back.
Here we are, part 2, episode 3, The Wild Beyond. About to pick up where we left off. Kyle in the lead once again as GM. All right, Kyle, it's all yours.
All right. On the outside, as you guys standing there making this debating know about these maps and the points that started with Otari and the graveyard. As you guys are going back and forth, Braun pipes in. Do you see now the threat we face is not just in the northern reach? It's extending its power south. We'll need your help now more than ever.
Did we show him the map?
Yeah, he came over because Herrick was very, very loud.
Yeah. No doubt about that.
Well, let's say you, Hera. What are your plans?
I don't have much to go back to. And well, I don't look kindly to those that trick me. So I think I'm going to go forward, but I'm going to go carefully and keep my eye on this whole situation. I don't feel comfortable with it. What about you? Have you made a decision?
I need to ponder more.
There's no time for that, little elf. You
I-
seek gold and fame.
I seek no fame.
Oh,
Gold,
just gold
perhaps.
then.
Gold, perhaps, yes.
And what's your price?
What's the job? I am no soldier. I cannot serve in ranks.
None of you will serve in ranks. Job is to investigate these points on this map. Stop whatever evil is there. Will be paid handsomely, and you can keep any spoils you find.
We shall see.
First, I believe there's a town on fire, and people need rest, and you all should heal. Send for you at the Citadel. Probably in the morning. Rest, catch your breath.
Everybody's half dead. Jeez.
I have 1 hit point.
See, us fighters, that's how it is. That's the age range we live in, between dying 3 and 20 HP. That's the bread and butter spot.
Well, I have no more potions from my kind that heal. Nor do I have any healer's tools or medicinal herbs to help.
Yes, I've never been very good with bandages anyhow.
Furlough chimes up as he pulls out a healer's tools. Stop moving.
Orcs.
Alright, just mend what's oozing.
I will hero point the
Or-
shit out of that.
I've seen a lot of 12s tonight. I think I've rolled 2 of them.
Still one away.
Well, Barillo, don't feel too bad about it. I'll just drink a potion. It should hold me over.
And then he's gonna try it on you, Skyllanus.
Ah. That hit the spot.
That's a critical success.
Ah. 48. No, 2d8 doubled.
You're gonna take 16 points back. Gonna try it on Kravius. Kravius to what, for an hour?
Yeah.
See if he has any feats that shorten that. Oh, wait a minute. He has assurance in medicine.
Oh.
We're gonna walk that back a little bit. Because his medicine is +9, so that's an automatic success for you as well, Hera.
Oh, thank gosh. How much do I heal?
You're gonna heal back 3 points.
Wow. Plus what I got from my healing potion, I am now up to 8 hit points.
You see a troll and it lunges a club at you, dealing 9 points of damage.
Lunges a club? You mean just farts in my direction?
Yep. Please make a will save for that ass.
Okay.
But yeah, Braun.
It's one
While
of
the-
those nights.
Thank
While
you,
there's
Barillo.
healing going around, Barillo sort of nods respectfully, and Braun heads inside to help the new arrival.
Take your
Sorta.
wounded condition away. That's the big thing.
Yeah, take the wounded conditions away.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Brillo's going to help you, Victoria, pull people out as you're putting out fires. You don't need to go through and roll every bit for that. It takes you guys about 2 hours to put these fires out. The townsfolk begin to calm down. There's still a lot of healing that needs to be done, a lot of wounded. I assume everybody comes inside the city with the exception of Skalanis, who's outside pondering.
Mm-hmm.
Victoria's going to be covered in head to toe and just completely soaked.
What is your name, little one?
Victoria's going to stop in her tracks after helping several villagers get to one of the healers and turn towards the person that spoke to her
It's
and
Braun.
she's going to look them up and down, curious at their height and the attire that they wear.
He's 6'6" and wearing full battle gear.
Then she's going to answer, my name is Victoria. And your name is?
Braun, captain of the Northern Army. We just saw each other outside.
I remember. What was that creature you were all fighting against?
Creature that rose. Part of an enemy faction my army is facing. They are called the Order of the Conqueror Druids. Druids that went rogue, imbued with foul necromantic magics. Evil. Malcontent. Fritz, make a perception check for me, please. Y'all remember whenever Fritz walked over and he stumbled upon the bear the first time and I magically revealed the token?
Yeah.
Guess what's about to happen?
Ah, no.
No, I'm teasing.
Wow.
I'm teasing. But Fritz,
I believed you. I believed you.
as you walk over to that bush, you see a dead skeleton. Almost running away from the direction of the city. A mangled civilian laying beside it. Its head completely removed. Save the necklace. It's bright. It's shiny. What do you do?
Reach down.
You touch it?
I do. I finger the links.
You recognize this sigil. Your hair almost goes completely white for a moment. Color drains from your face. You've seen this symbol before. It's the symbol of Nimbaloth,
Nimbaloth.
a great evil. While you ponder that, we'll head back over to the town and city. Kravis and Barillo, they begin to also help assist with moving civilians in and out the way. Braun sort of fills Victoria in on the current state of the things. That these other companions were hired for 10 gold per tree, and the whole thing was a ruse. Just to get them up here to basically brainwash them or necromancy them into joining this Order of the Conquerors, either willing or otherwise.
As Braun is filling Victoria in, she would try and wave down one of the healers and dig into her bag, pulling out her healing potion, hand it to the healer, saying, "Use this on many people as you can. I don't need it for now."
The healer graciously takes it in and keeps right on at a dead run down the street. Hera, what are you doing? It's madness. It's chaos. There's bodies moving everywhere. People running about, clogging the streets. People bumping into you shoulder to shoulder as they run past. They do offer apologies afterwards, though.
Hera lends a hand only because what are you going to do when there's chaos other than walk away? But she's not going to do that because her strengths lie within like her muscular arms. She's going to offer whoever looks like they're in charge to kind of move the dead. I need somebody to drag the bodies or carry any pails of water to extinguish any fires that remain.
A little yelpy individual, gnome, pops up. Yes! Take water to the northern section of the city. Be about it. Move. People are thirsty, thirsty, thirsty.
She'll do as he instructs
Very quickly,
and
big orc.
grab the closest pail of water and
Yep.
head north.
You're pretty sure that you whacked the back of your knee with a stick as you walked away. Move it! Move it! Move it!
I let out a growl.
Ugh. Orcs?
I could step on you and kill you. Just
Oh!
be happy I'm helpful.
He lightly taps the back of your leg this time.
Better.
He then proceeds to yap to one of his assistants. Fetch more water! Get more bandages! Put them on! That goes on for about 20 minutes until you fade out of sight. It takes the rest of the day before this situation begins to wind down. You've been carrying water for several hours now at this point, Hera. Your arms are feeling fatigued. You're still tired from the battle. Brullo and Cravius are sitting down and having a cold pint at the inn. Victoria, what are you doing? As the situation unwinds and begins to dissipate.
She's going to check in on the healers, see if there's anything else that she can do in terms of being able to help bring the wounded in, or try and see if she can find more fires to put out.
At this point, all the fires have been extinguished. The healers thank you for your offer, but there's really nothing else you can really do aside from let people rest.
After being told that, Victoria is going to glance around once more and just feel the sensation of despair just settling on her, which does not sit well with her. And so she takes off towards the inn, and she looks around to see if she can find the inn manager to talk to them for a moment.
You see a lady, flowing red hair, young. She's also covered in the filth of battle. Though she is tending the bar as best she can, she's running around all over the place, getting drinks, moving more drinks. Cravius and Brillo are demanding more drinks and getting them. She just is a mess.
She'll make her way over to the inn manager, and she'll go, "Is there a place I can clean up real quick and possibly find a stage here within the inn? Because I think these people might need some pick-me-up, you know?
She tosses you a key to the upstairs bathroom, and she points to it, and then she points over to the stage as she runs by.
She's immediately gonna take the key and bolt for the bathroom to like clean herself up as much as she can.
And Hera, what are you doing? Everybody's that's at least able to move seems to have gathered at the inn, with the exception of Scalanos, who's still outside skulking.
I joined the others.
You see Crabius and Brillo. They've had a few cold ones. I assume you joined them at the table.
Yes. Is the state of this like bar area okay?
Yes, the state of it is all right. It's a little charred, but the bulk of it seems to have survived.
Well, if the owner's still handing out drinks, I will take one myself.
She hands you a mug. Scalanos, what are you doing?
Well, back up to that necklace situation. Nimbaloth. So I imagine it's got the skull and the moss growing over
On a
it.
silver background.
Right.
Shaped in like an octagon shape. It's very shiny, very glinting,
So how much
ominously pretty.
How much would I know about Nimbaloth? I recognize the symbol, so I know something, but how much do I know about Nimbaloth? Can I make a check? I think that would be religion.
Yep, go ahead and make me a blind religion check. We'll see just what we got.
Yeah, I'll check it out a little bit, see if I can recall anything about Nimbaloth, why it would be here.
You don't really know all that much about Nimbaloth, but you do know that the deity is evil. And I mean evil to an extreme. Necromancers seem to love it. Seem to love and really flock to Nimbaloth.
Okay.
Do you take the necklace?
Yeah, I'll pocket it.
Okay. Go ahead and make a note of that. It's not magical or anything like that. It's just a basic necklace.
And shortly after that, I'll look over the bodies. Is there any pockets or any pouches, anything else of interest? I'll give them a good look-see, kick over the body.
You find one copper piece in a man's shirt pocket.
All right. And then I'll make my way back into the confusion of this town and try and find my compatriots, where they might be, and see what mischief they've concocted.
Takes you about 10 minutes to get to the inn, and then you see Hera and Barillo and Crabius, and oddly enough, Braun has joined you at the table, knocking back ale. But I believe there's about to be a song. If she'd ever get out the bathroom.
I'll kick back in the chair and throw my boots up.
After she's done getting herself cleaned up at least decently as she can, because she doesn't want to be in there too long in case somebody actually needs to come in and clean themselves up because they don't want to get possible infection. She heads downstairs. She locates the stage. Looking around, is she able to see possibly anybody that can perform with musical instruments around?
The most of them seem like everyday common folk. They seem like farmers and nursemaids and milkers and They don't really seem instrumentally inclined. Is anybody in the party instrumentally inclined? It's an open offer.
I can bang some trash can lids. But I don't think you want me playing with you.
Victoria would offer Hera a warm smile with a slight chuckle and go, "It's still considered music. I will still take it."
Hera looks around. I don't see any trash can lids, but my armor is multi-purpose. And she'll bang on it with like like her forearm, like her gauntlets onto her stomach to kind of tap a rhythm for you. And I suppose you'd like me to roll performance?
All right, I need both of you to roll a performance check. The roles have been reversed, my mini Dane you.
I know, right?
Blind performance checks, please.
Oh shit!
Alright,
Shit! I need to reroll.
Yes.
If I fail this performance, I would like to use a hero point if I can.
Same.
Alright.
Of course you can.
Okay, it
Unless it's
is.
a nat one.
Oh, come on! You just want revenge.
Hera? I'm gonna have to ask you to re-roll and use that hero point, please. Unless you want this result to stay.
Reroll. Hopefully it was something better.
Mediocrely better. But
I'll
just
take
enough.
it. Oh, phew. Well, how about the main performer?
Now
How's
describe
Victoria
how
doing?
this looks like, Victoria.
As Hera's banging on her armor, she tries to catch the rhythm, and her feet begin to move almost in a hypnotic way, letting her body basically just sway. Closing her eyes, just letting herself get lost in the dance, she tries to attempt to sing an old lullaby that she used to hear so long ago in the wild, sung by her mother. And as she's doing so, she's just trying to let off this aura of happiness, peacefulness to those that are in the inn, trying to raise their spirits.
As you do so, and you two work in unison, you can see people start to stomp their feet a little bit. They start to tap their feet, and after a little while longer, they start to clap, and a few cheers and cries erupt. You have done what you wanted to do. No time at all, place gets rowdy. There's laughing, there's cheering, there's yelling and screaming, there's claps, there's demands for encore, you big orc, tap it again. You hear one time.
Just once.
He suddenly gets stuffed into a coal bin outside. But yes.
Is it pretty obvious that Victoria is an elf? She doesn't hide that, right? I'd be quick to notice that.
It is.
with how she would be moving on the stage, just losing herself in the dance and music, it would be revealed after some movement that her hair would split and show her ears.
The little points. I'd notice this and I'd take interest and appreciate the elven performance or the touch of the fae in the dance. So I appreciate that a lot. It's been a long time, I think to myself, being around other fae elves. And I would be one of those clapping. Kind of chuckling to myself at the loud, obnoxious noise of the orc. But together it works. I like it.
Oh yes, Barillo and Cravius are cheering for more. Even Braun is laughing and smiling and clapping.
Even if it wasn't a great performance, I'd still acknowledge the elven side of it. I can appreciate that.
Well, Diz got a nat 20 on her performance check.
Holy hell!
Okay.
Harris scored a natural 9 on her first, and then scored another natural 20 on the reroll.
Wow.
I've
You
gotten a
both
lot of
Got a
20s.
double crits. The
That's
first
standing
time ever.
ovation.
Yeah, that is
Huzzah!
absolutely standing ovation right there. Double crits on a performance check.
That was so good we all got healing from it.
As a matter of fact, yes,
Maybe the-
everybody heal 5 HP.
I'll take it. Everyone, think less of the damages around you, and things will get better, right?
Yeah.
I congratulate, Victoria on her performance. You did quite well. If you need someone else to slap some chainmail around, let me know. I'll join you.
Victoria would turn to Hera and bow gracefully with a smile and go, "If your movement is as good as your music, I would be more than happy to have you play for me again."
Imagine that.
And there was much merrymaking to the late night, where it seems the bulk of the people have sort of retired to check on their loved ones and be with them. The inn empties. So really, it's just you 5 there. Well, 6 there, plus the innkeep. She begins wiping down the counters and doing the dishes, leaving the group time to discuss the matters at hand.
With that, I must say goodnight and relieve John from puppy duty so he can rest.
Yes.
Night.
Well, it was awesome playing with you. I hope you had fun
Yeah.
and enjoyed.
I did. Thanks for another awesome session, Kyle. I won't be here next week because of the convention.
Oh, it
but-
wasn't awesome by any means, but it was all right.
Oh, shut up.
I can even
but-
see Fritz saying, "Shut up" right now. I can hear that voice in my head going, "Stop it."
Yeah, right? Just that little voice in the back of your mind saying, "Shut up, don't be so hard on yourself. You're good, don't worry."
You got this.
Yeah, exactly, you've got this. Yeah, but I hope you guys have a good night. Enjoy the session.
We won't be up too much longer. It's about to be decision time. So
I'll
I'll send you a DM on
trust
how
in
it
you.
goes.
Okay. Well, I trust your decisions. Hera is all for kind of fighting the good fight because she wants revenge on. She feels tricked and betrayed, and she's exacting revenge on the larger group that has done this. So, have a good night, everybody. I'll talk to you later.
Take care, Rachel.
Bye.
Good
Bye.
night.
Toodaloos. Okay,
And then there were 3.
it's all right.
That's just fine. But
So-
as the scene sort of quiets down, Braun sort of looks around to all 5 of you. What a day. I never thought the enemy would be raising the undead so quickly. Oh, and your confused went away, by the way, Skalanos. It went away
Yeah.
like hours ago.
Yeah, the thing about that, I was looking at it, and it's one of those things that in combat it tells you what happens, but even out of combat, this is going to happen. So literally, I would be like all over the place, looking to strike somebody and all this other nonsense that comes with it. So we didn't do that. We forgot that, but that's okay. I'd have to be restrained from my confusion. What's going on? You're all trying to kill me. I know it. What is happening? That's what would be going on that whole time. But that's okay. I didn't realize that.
Completely forgot about that one. That's my bad.
It's all of us. That's okay. Keep going. Onwards.
Have you made a decision yet, Skalanos and Victoria?
For myself, I still have my doubts about this whole adventure. But I will stick with my compatriots here. Whenever they decide, I will be with them. As long as there's coin.
Victoria would have helped the bar owner help clean the bar up so she could go get some rest before heading over to the table where everybody was. Hearing Braun speak, she'd be a little hesitant, seeing how she still worked with these people and she still had enjoyment with them to help bring them peacefulness. She would glance at each person before looking at. I would take a guess that the map is on the table.
Yes.
She would come closer and look down at the table, looking at each spot before taking a deep breath and go, even though I feel like I don't know. This is something I've never dealt with before. But seeing how we were able to help these people and now seeing how bigger the picture is, if the group will have me, then I can assist however I can possibly.
I settled then. And Braun tosses you a bag full of 20 silver, Skalanos.
Gladly accepted.
That's your week's pay. And I'm going with you. You may be off the records, and he says in air quotes, "But I still will be there to represent the Northern Army."
As I would expect.
This treachery has to be stopped. If Alicia was raised, then he kind of catches himself there. He kind of
Alicia?
goes quiet for a minute.
Alicia? Is this
Victoria, but
Is this some place?
Someone.
What was that, Kyle?
Someone.
Someone.
The lady you fought outside.
Ah, okay. So again, you were tied with the enemy.
I knew her once. We grew up together. She married off to another village. Now I went to war. Their village was destroyed 3 months ago. These foul druids have infested the north for long enough. Unless we can stop them, more towns and cities will fall under their wrath, just like this one. How many tens of thousands of innocents will be put to the sword and then raised? What of your own charge, Scolanus? Your little Serana? I know you protect her.
I do, and that is my concern.
As a friend, would you stand idle knowing she's in danger?
Of course not.
Then we have to act. I say we take tomorrow, get our preparations. Prepare for a long journey. Head to this map point, see what's there. If there's any enemies there, well, there won't be for long.
Like I said, I will go where my compatriots go.
Yes, and you have been paid.
I have indeed. Is this payment for all of us, or is this...
That is your cut. And he doles out bags of 20 silver for everybody.
Ooh.
Including you, Victoria. This member of this detachment.
Then it looks
Victoria,
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
You go ahead.
Victoria would look over at Brom after listening to him talk about the woman and hearing how he spoke of the druids. She would look over at Brom and go, "Do you feel that way about all druids?"
Just one's corrupted by necromancy. Are you asking if I am afoul of your own druidic beliefs? The answer is no. As long as you're not corrupted by necromancy, you are fine. Any other questions, my lady?
I think we are all in agreement then. Tomorrow we will prepare.
I know roughly of this area on the map. It was one of the battle sites 2 years ago. There's a series of caves there. The enemy could be hidden within.
Of course. How
But
far
we
away?
never explored much.
How far away would you say?
Hour and a half.
Oh, that is close indeed.
2 hours if we were on foot, possibly.
Okay. Then we'll prepare tomorrow and get sleep and rest tonight.
Wait a minute now.
Yes.
If you agree to these terms, there's no backing out on this one, Skalonis. You're in it till it's over.
I've agreed to no terms. I'm joining my friends.
Very well.
I accept your coin. Regardless.
I assume that will be good enough for now.
And I turn to my friends here for a little support in this decision, and I guess they would all agree that this is what we're going to do. I don't see why they would not.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly how I envisioned it too, Fritz. They'd probably be all in agreement. I know for sure Hera and Cravius would. Braun's eyes fall to Victoria for the ultimate decision.
And what say you, Victoria? Will you be joining us?
Victoria would be fiddling with the medallion around her neck, listening to the conversation. After hearing of her name, she would snap out of whatever trance she was in, look at the group, glance at each one before looking over at Braun and dipping her head, saying, "Again, if the group will help me, then I will assist."
Very well. I suggest you get some sleep. Innkeeper, they send a bell to the company command headquarters. I need 6 beds for the night. And don't give me no guff. The innkeeper returns with 6 room keys, 1 for each of you.
It's only us in here, right? It's not a big crowd or anything, yeah. When I get the chance, I'll go up to Victoria, recognizing her fae. Tell me, since you will be joining us on this quest, why do you care so much for these humans? The people of this village. Do you know them? Do you have some attachment with them? You rushed off and were helping them like they was meaningful. I can see that you are touched of the fae, the elf. Why do you care so much?
Victoria would look over at Skalonis. With a smile on her face, she would look at him and go, "Do the ground care whenever the sky cries, giving it more room to breathe?" I know that doesn't make much sense, as I tend to, unfortunately, get certain things said wrong, but I feel I have a duty and obligation to help.
You do. You speak as a druid would speak. Not necessarily an elf. But I understand. But I will warn you. No good can come from these humans. Their time is but short. They are desperate people. They will do things. They cannot be trusted.
Victoria immediately tilts her head and looks at him for a few moments before responding. "Do we not have our own time cut whenever fate decides that it is time? Just as time can be taken from them, it can be taken from us. Do not consider yourself higher or fortunate than them.
Yes, but their lives are so short.
Can our lives not also be short as well?"
lived precariously, perhaps. That is why I am careful and mindful.
Would you rather live your life half, or would you rather live it to the fullest, knowing one day that you will no longer be on this plane of existence?
My life is full. That I can promise you.
Victoria would offer him a smile and go, "There is something within you I know that wishes to help, though you do not say it much. I understand why you act the way you do, and I understand your reasoning. But I cannot live that way. I cannot be as what you are. I know that one day my time will come, and when that time comes, I must give it my all, even to my last dying breath."
You shall. You shall indeed. You are welcome company. And then I'll turn back to the table, sit back in my chair, throw my feet back up, and watch the others as they prepare themselves to go their way to their rooms. But I'll linger, the last to leave.
Braun remains. He's sipping on ale, staring at the map, pondering his next moves.
Victoria wouldn't go upstairs. If anything, she would slip outside, make her way to the water outside, and so probably bat a foot in, just feeling it come up a little above her ankles, and just stare at herself in her reflection. Before she would look up to the heavens, just close her eyes, and just feel the tears come down her cheeks while holding herself, just losing herself in the pain and the sadness and sorrow that she had felt from all those that were inside that had lost so many.
Alright. Both of you give yourself an extra hero point for that RP.
And the session ends.
Oh, we're not done yet.
No, we're not. So that hero point is worth noting.
The night passes without much further event. Y'all are able to get your rest and wake up the next morning with all your spell slots restored.
Healing
Natural
is
healing.
Healing is your level times your constitution modifier. So level 3 times your constitution modifier, you get that back. Or just hit the little bed symbol on your character sheet. And that'll automatically do it. Boom. I was all healed. Cool. Look at that. Man, I love the automation on this, Kyle.
Absolutely. Alright. As dawn breaks to a particularly warm morning, you can smell the autumn air. There's a light breeze carries this fall scent through the city. It smells pleasant. For the first time in the last 2 days, you don't smell death. You smell life being reinvigorated as the fall scents carry from open window to open window. It is spectacular. Downstairs, everybody has gathered for breakfast. You've ate. You've discussed a plan. You're now free to go out and make your daily preparations. Plan was to head to the western gate. That was where you guys would meet up. For that, you guys can do some light shopping if you so please. Golanus, what would you be doing?
I'd be looking around the village, the town. I guess this is a village. How big is this place? What's the population size?
About 300.
It's a little place. First thing I would do is I would start looking around for the seedier side of this place, if there is such a location, and kind of slip in with some of those if I can find them, and maybe try and gather some information. There's a role for that, I think.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a thievery check.
Is it thievery? But what I want to do is get any more kind of clues about how this attack happened, or if who would be responsible. Well, I kind of know that, don't I?
You can find a shadier side of a thieves guild. That's not a problem. Every town has one, but this one is particularly small. Only about 3 or 4 in particular individuals.
I'm not sure what I'm trying to find. But yeah, he's going to try and do. He's going to look around and maybe befriend and shoulder up with some of the ne'er-do-wells in this town, if there is any, and find out the situation amongst the seedier side of the place. Like, is there a thieves guild? Are there any gangs? Is there banditry in the distance? Not that I'm interested in doing that kind of stuff, but I just like to get a feel for the underbelly of this city.
Okay.
And
you run across a couple street urchins, kind of walking that shadier side of life. Takes a little bit of time, but you're able to sort of get in with them. They sort of tell you that the local guard have been cracking down. The last real thieves guild was raided and plundered by the local guard. But there have been slight upticks in bandit activity in the area, but nothing really extreme.
And would any of these folks possibly be connected with this attack at all? Or know anything about?
All they can tell you is that a group of undead, a cloaked figure leading a group of undead, attacked the city. They said there were spells and flames spread like wildfire after that point. They didn't know exactly from where the person came. Like, all they said was the person came from the west, attacked the western gate.
Was it just that creature we fought, or was there more? Was there friends of that creature?
There was a group of undead.
Group of undead.
So that's all they seem to know.
So that's what I would be doing.
Okay. Victoria, what would you like to be doing?
As everybody would be doing their separate ways, getting themselves prepared for the possible going out, Victoria would slip out of the tavern, make her way to the water again. After removing her boots, she would step into the water about ankle deep. Then she would close her eyes, raise her hands to the heavens, and just perform her usual dance, just to feel herself more awakened, like as if it was an everyday normal thing for her.
Your everyday routine is suddenly disturbed by a young fisherman. You're that lass from the tavern there last night.
Victoria would be startled from her routine and look over at the fisherman with a smile and nod, going, "Yes, I was."
A fantastic performance there, lassie. You moved many.
She would dip gracefully towards him and say, "Thank you."
You do that bit of stuff often there.
Victoria would look at the water before looking back at the fisherman, going, "I don't do it that often, but whenever I do, I just feel really compelled to do it, as if some force is asking me to help make these people feel better."
Aye, I seen you last night too. Mesmerizing how you moved in the water.
She would just simply shrug and go, "It's just part of my every morning routine."
Alright, well, I'm gonna get fishing. You have yourself a good date. Be careful out there on the road. Stop back by and see us. Don't be no stranger. With that, he waves as he canoes away.
She watched the fisherman eventually go out of sight before slipping out of the water or slipping her boots back on, and then she would make her way into town and start looking for a store that would like stick out, that would have some extra health potions, maybe some possible bandages, things that might come in handy in case she might need it.
You go door to door, and unfortunately, most of the resources have been taken up handling the wounded from the attack. They don't really have any healing potions to spare, but they do have bandages. You were able to acquire those, no problem.
Healer's,
After she, go ahead.
healer's tools is 5 gold pieces.
Just make a note of what your bind is,
Mhm.
and then we'll add it later.
And then I spend the rest of the day buying a few things like torches.
Okay. Make a note of what you're buying, and we'll add it to the compendium later. Rolo, Heron, and Cravius pretty much does the same thing. You can see Braun as you walk back and forth. He's laying out a tactical strategy for that, and one particular time, Scalonus, as you pass by, you can see him neatly organizing his weapons and gear, all laid out on a big table, itemized. Kind of piques your interest that this type of soldier would have such a neat organization type skills.
Who is this, Braun?
Bro. Like semi on the borderline OCD level laid out.
Gotcha.
And he is meticulously cleaning his gear and then sharpening his weapons.
It's good to see preparations being made. You must anticipate some battle ahead.
Indeed, Scalanus. Please join me if you like. Soldier is always prepared. Armor oiled, weapons ready.
They do. But I am no soldier.
Oh, but I am. And what weaponry do you carry?
Just what's needed to get the job done. My
I see a
hand,
short bow.
my hand goes to reveal my rapier. The handle of it, anyway.
A fancy weapon, that.
It is. I got it many years ago.
Not very graceful, but it'll poke a man full of holes if you're quick enough.
Graceful. This is an elven blade. Imbued with magics of the Fae. And I carefully, slowly begin to draw it. And you can see the brightness of the blade and the brass and gold fittings around the hand guard. And this red gem that's set on the pommel, the base of it. And I slowly glide it out from its black leather with silvery iron fittings. And I pull it out and lay it flat on my palm. And I hold it up to him to look and see the sharpness of the blade. And its always polished shine. This is of elven make. And trust me, it is very dangerous in the right hands.
Indeed. Beautiful blade. Mine as well is elven make. He draws the long sword from its sheath. You can see intricate elven runes carved along the fuller of the blade.
Ah, this is fine quality.
It was a gift.
A gift?
Yes. We liberated an elven settlement about 60 miles to the south. They gave all of us who were in the attack weapons. It's actually imbued with a rune of fire. Though I never used it.
And why not? Seems like it would be very useful. Particularly
Can I
against
be
the
honest
undead.
with you for a moment, Scalanus?
Please do.
I don't know how to activate it.
And I'll kind of chuckle to myself.
I don't speak Elvish.
Let me check my arcane skill. Maybe I can identify it. I doubt it's pretty high. Nope, +1.
After Victoria would get done with the store, she'd be making her way back into the inn, and
You
she would
could see this little display.
she would see Scalaris and
Scalanus.
Scalanus, my bad. She would see the two talking back and forth, and she would walk over curiously, looking over the weaponry laid out, and just kind of take a seat, just nonchalantly, just to watch what was happening.
So can you read this open inscription?
I could take a look at it.
He holds
Is
the
it
blade
just-
in his hand and the pommel in one, and it's basic Elvish.
Yeah, if it's Elfish, yeah, I could read it. I could speak Elf. So can Victoria.
The blade reads, by iron and light, we forge anew.
What was that first part?
Put it in the chat. That's the inscription on the blade.
So he just couldn't read it, but he knows what the item does, right? He
Yes.
knows- Okay.
He just doesn't know how to activate it to read the Elven.
That's what activates it?
Mhm.
Oh. I'll read this aloud as I look over the blade. Slowly I will say, by fire and light, we forge anew. And what happens when I do that?
And as you say that, you can see a magical essence. The blade flickers to life, coated in flame, though the appearance doesn't seem changed. The underlying sword appears to be still as bright and shiny as it was. Flame seems to have no effect on the blade. Braun pulls his other hand away as the blade ignites. And did you say that in common or Elvish?
I said it in common,
Okay.
although I can say it in Elvish. I probably said it in Elvish first, and then I told him what it said. That's what I would do.
Okay, well, as you said it in Elvish, the blade ignites, and as you say it in common, it deactivates.
Huh.
Braun just looks mesmerized. So that's what it does.
You are welcome indeed.
Indeed, my thanks.
My eyes are wide open looking at this blade. Wow.
I know the Elven Smith. Perhaps he might be able to put such enchantments on your own.
Perhaps. What is his name?
His name is Nathaniel.
A fine
He
Elvish name.
lies in a he lies in a village to the south.
Oh.
About
So-
3 days' ride. Or at least that's the name he gave us. He would not give me his Elven name.
You say he's an Elven Smith.
Correct.
Okay.
Perhaps once we're done with our business here, I might see if he can forge you that. And I'll even pay for it if we can stop this assault.
That's gracious of you indeed. And I'll turn over and I'll see Victoria as she's entered in sneakily, listening in. What have you, Victoria? What have you learned about our town and our quest that's about to begin?
Victoria would look over at Scalanis and she'd look back at the blade. Just out of curiosity, she'd reach forward and in Elvish she would say, by fire and light we forge anew, to see if the flames would actually hurt her or not.
The sword activates in Braun's hand. It's Braun's long sword, dude. And the flames do indeed send your hand as you try to reach for it. But it doesn't hurt you. But you do feel a heat. Don't touch that blade, lassie. It's probably hot.
Victoria would look at the blade and the fire and she would stare at it curiously, seeing how she could feel the heat, but she couldn't feel any pain. And she would look over at Brumby and go, what do you mean? I don't I don't feel any pain. It's not hurting me.
Apparently it only works against evil, perhaps.
Or perhaps those that you attack with it, that you see as an enemy, that you strike.
Well, none of you have a fear of that.
Victoria would smile at Brango. I am a druid. I deal with the elements. I was born of the storm. I can feel the heat, just as I can feel coldness, just as I can feel any sort of element. Yet, even with my hand in the flame, I feel no pain. And she would bring her hand back and wiggle her fingers as if they were just normal, with a smile on her face, and just look at him.
That is curious. And have you made your preparations, Miss Victoria?
She would nod with a smile and go, I am prepared. At least as much as I can.
Very well. We should head to the western gate. I'll put on my armor and weapons and meet you there. And by this particular point in the day, it's about noon. It's about midday. And Braun will begin strapping on his armor and his chainmail and his plate, getting his weapons on and ready. Will there be anything else that anybody would like to do while you're in town?
Victoria would, go ahead, sorry.
Just some last minute shopping. That's it.
Okay. Go ahead and make a note of what you buy. What about you, Diz?
Victoria, before she leaves the town, she would run to the healers and check on them to see if they were doing okay and how the villagers were handling the after effects of what happened to the town.
You see a lot of wounded. The villagers are scared. And the healers seem tired, but everybody seems to be okay. The bulk of the major wounds have sort of healed overnight. Or at least they've been properly bandaged and mended. They seem to be in far better spirits today than they were yesterday. So, where is that positive note?
Then Victoria would make her way to where the rest of the group was and wait with them till they decide to move out.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where we're going to call tonight's session. I hope you all had fun and enjoyed. The banners have fallen. It's time to fight.
Dun, 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 dun.
And join us next week as we delve into the mysteries of the necropolis. I'm so writing that name down. That is so next week's thumbnail.
Dum dum dum.
The necropolis?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Kyle, that was fantastic. I'll make a list of what I'm going to buy, and I'm going to have to get some stuff loaded into my foundry here so we can drag stuff to our character sheet, because I can't find anything.
Oh.
But anyway, I'll do that this week. And
yeah, y'all go ahead and give your outros, and we'll call it a night. Fantastic session, I think, for minimal prep time.
Yep, I enjoyed. interesting. I'm glad we had some good role play in there. It's good to have another elf in the group, as opposed to just orcs and a human. But yeah, it's starting to take shape what's happening here. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. You did a good job, Kyle. I enjoyed it.
Thank you.
How about you, Rachel?
I really enjoyed it.
Awesome. Plenty of role playing, some combat, and all that other good stuff. All right, I'll take off the stream here, folks. That's going to conclude the episode. Kyle's doing a great job. GM Kyle, running the Wild Beyond. Yeah, I think there's about a dozen separate episodes he's planning out. We'll see how far it goes. If we survive, if it goes beyond that, we will see. And so stay tuned for the next episode, The Necropolis, episode 4. So you guys, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. And Kyle, Rachel, say your goodbyes, and we'll take her out of here. Go ahead, Kyle.
Good night, my friends, from the DM seat. Was a lot of fun. I had a personal family emergency this week and wasn't able to plan as much as I wanted to, but I think we still did pretty good for what we had. Still a lot of good RP moments there. A lot of good stuff. A lot of stuff to build on. A lot of character arcs we're setting in place now, and a lot of really good fun there. Some really interesting combat. I was really sort of pecking apart the rear line fighters this time. Sort of let the front line guys alone for a bit. Sort of applying that pressure, but worked really good. I think that they had fun with it. I really think they weren't expecting an enemy to bounce around like that, but a lot more in the future. And yeah, we'll see you guys on the next one.
Excellent. How about you, Rachel? Say your goodbyes, and I'll send us off.
Well, I really don't really have much to add because I am definitely looking forward to the next episode and hopefully bring some interesting shenanigans along the way.
Haha, my favorite word, shenanigans.
Hopefully not evil shenanigans.
No.
If you do, then you automatically become an NPC. Thank you.
That's word right there. All right, thanks for that, Rachel and Kyle. And that's about it, folks. Thanks for watching once again, and you guys hang in there, because it's only going to get better. Till next time, folks. Toodaloos.